Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices and a few stocks for the 6th of April. So starting with the S&P here. So with the S&P here, we're looking for, we're looking at, well, blue wave 4 here and 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 5 of 3 here. Okay, so after that's completed, we'll be looking for wave 4 to pull back. So this could all pretty much pan out across the 4,000 here, where we would see this here as the first high above the level in terms of a classic trading levels pattern, and then the move back down through here for this. So yeah, so we can look at this particular pattern here. It's not always perfect, but the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and this is where we're moving now. We're looking for 5 waves in this leg here, and then this ABC correction that we can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, and then up from that point. So the arrival here would actually be this one here, even though it didn't make it there. So yeah. And now we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then we'll look for an ABC back across this level here. Now, if I'm wrong, and I've been wrong many times like everyone else, so if we get a tested support on top of 300 here, it's okay for the market to trade above this level, but to find support on it, what that would do is that would sever the pullback of this 4,000 here, because big numbers are like magnets, the psychology of it all. But getting a tested support on 300, that would send us higher at that point. So it'd be at that point I'd be wrong, but at the same time it shouldn't be too difficult. I'll probably make a few errors, but generally get it right in terms of looking for this 5-wave structure to the upside here. There is a count here that we can have that where this market finishes at wave C, at wave 3 here, which would be wave C. So ending here in an A and a B and a C wave here. I don't think that's the case, but we'll just keep an eye on that all the same as well. So that's kind of where we are really. So we can just dive in here and take a look at this. So just on the 4-hour chart here. So from wave 2 here, there's no real change in anything that we're doing. So we're looking, or basically last time we spoke, we were looking for 5 waves up through here, and that's what we're doing at the moment. It does appear that looking at this, that we would go higher than the 4,300 based on the length of wave 1 here. And 2 here for this, but we'll just keep counting. That's the main thing, you know. The main thing is making money, isn't it? You know, so and that's what we're doing at the moment. So we have got positions from wave 2 low here at this point and this point, and we've added through group 1 here above the 4,000, and I have moved the stop up just under the 4,000 at this point. You could probably put it up to here if you're over trading and you've got too much there, but I'll just leave it there for the time being. I'll move it once we've got this wave 3 and 4 in here, this wave 3 and 4 here. I can still see that's got a little bit more to push up, so that'll push up to the 4-1 area there, and then react from that point there. But all in all, we've got a nice third wave playing out here, the third of the third. As I've mentioned before, we would be looking for, in Elliott terms, everybody's looking for the third of the third. So this is, we're in green wave 3, and then grey wave 3 here, so the third of the third of the third here. So this is where we've moved in, but we decided to go above the level just in case, just to be a little bit safer. But yeah, all in all, that's all looking pretty good. So if I could just take a guess at this, we'd see some type of correction here for this, and what you could do is take the low of wave 2 here and take that to wherever the high is here, and the 38.2% is a point that would be coming back to. So we shouldn't really coming back to below the 4,050, but let's get that high in here first before we start nailing down things. But just to get a bit of an idea, at that point we'd be looking at it like that before we see another move up that would take us up towards Well, if this is the length of wave 3 here, that means that wave 1 here and wave 3 and wave 5 will be roughly the same length in that regard. Okay, let's take a look at the Russell. Now, I'm a little bit unsure about the Russell in this particular pattern here. I haven't had really time to sort of ponder it, but I'm just going to play it safe here, and I'm just going to put this as wave 4 here, as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for this. And I'm just going to be really conservative and look for wave 1 and 2 here, and wave 3 moving up, wave 4 and wave 5 here. So all we need to see really is a move above this high here. So I have moved the stop up from this low here under this low here, but just keeping a little bit of distance here. So we should see this push up, and we should see some sort of 4 and 5 pushing up here a little bit higher. Will it get to 2,500? Look, probably, but as always, we need to get support on top of group 1. So from the 2,000 here, 1, 2 and 3 here is group 1, and this is where the market's playing in at the moment. So if we get a tested support here, then we can start counting to the upside at that point. But we've done all the right things at the right time here. We've had this first impulse wave here, so we could go long above that. We kept the stop under the low here. We've moved the stop up and pretty much sort of halved our risk on this. And it's always a bit of a struggle to get support on top of group 1, which is always number 3. So in this case, the 300. Yeah, we'll just allow that to continue to play out at that point. It's nice to see the NASDAQ extending, the NASDAQ 100 extending out now, because it was always dragging its feet a little bit, and obviously that's because of the tech stocks moving up, so they're all doing the right thing now as well. So yeah, so from this wave 4 here, we're looking at 1 and 2 here, and wave 3 up here, and wave 4, and then wave 5 up here, which will also be a top area that we're looking for here for that larger wave 3 there. So we can go to the hourly chart, because this is the 4-hour chart. Let me just get this in here for all of this. So from wave 1 here and 2 here, we've been looking, well, what are we doing here? So, okay, so, well, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, as we mentioned last time, and then we've got this wave 3 extending out. I'll have to go back over this actually a little bit. I'll just remove this here a bit. I'll need to break this down to a smaller tick chart here, but once again, we've done all the right things here. The stop is now sitting here. We can move that stop up. We could put it here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it here for the time being. I want this correction to finish here. I'll just need to double check. I'll need to double check this trend here and this count here for that. But we're coming up into group 2 here. So group 2 is 65 here. 72, which is 720, and the 800. So all of those are important. This is where we're likely to see this wave 4 play out here, so I'm assuming that we'll see some sort of move up into here, and then some sort of ABC that can come back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here for this as well. So we just need to be, that's why we want to leave the stop out of the way, but I don't want it throwing us out of the market at this point, right? So you know, we're still got a fair way to go in this, so we'll just sit tight on this one. But yeah, look, that's kind of where we are. We've got wave 1 and 2, and looking for 3 and 4 and 5. And normally wave 3 will play out. I'm saying normally, it'll probably prove me wrong, but wave 3 normally plays out across the old highs here, so that's what we'll look for at that point. Will we make it to the 15,000? I don't know, but it looks like we could get sort of close to it, but we'll just see how it moves. I mean, looking at the perspective of it, it should play out in that space without too much of a problem, really. pegging that high in there a little bit with that 13,800 area there. So if you wanted to take profit because you're really short term, then that group 2 is the place to do that. Okay, so let's move in and have a look at some stocks. So with Amazon here, I think that we're on the right track with this. So it's certainly sort of playing out like a third wave should here. If that's going to be the case, then we need to see, we need to see 5 waves in this area here. Could it get any bigger and uglier? It's possible. So we just need to be mindful. I've talked about that before. One of the things that we can look for here is the top of group 1 here, because if we get a nice tested support on that, then we can look to move higher at that point. So let's just have a look at let's just count the intraday trend with this. Now, this little area in here can be counted as corrective or impulsive. In this space here, I've got it as impulsive, but we're just monitoring it and keeping an eye on it as well. So I suppose I need to put this here. You can move that over here, put that here for that. So it's possible to count it up as wave 1 and 2 here, and I'll have to get this happening a bit better now. Now that we're sort of pushed off here. Now what we've done here, we've had a trade here and we held it coming back into this space because I wanted to keep the stop under the 3,000 at this time. I didn't want to make the same mistake twice. And then we've built in here, and I've moved the stop here to basically to cover costs at this stage. So that's where we are at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. So there's a little bit more to play out here. This would be 1 and 2 in here, nice little third wave here, 4th and a 5th. So we're going to see it play out across here a little bit. I think I might just drop that stop back under this little area through here. It shouldn't be a problem, and these wave 4s here can play out across that level. So we just need to be a bit mindful of those at this point. So when we get to this wave 5 here, so in counting, I'll need to pull that apart there again as well, but counting 5 waves from this low to this 5 waves here, if you're going to move out of the market, it would be on the completion of this wave 5 here for that. So this is where we need to be a little bit careful, and we will just, we may even take a percentage profit there as well, I think. And we'll just see how it travels at this stage. Because what we would want to be looking for after we've got this here is a corrective pattern. So we'll need to see a corrective pattern like that, and then we could move back into the market above the high here if that was going to be the case. And then we know that we'd be in a third wave at that point, and we can just continue to move up. So we'll just see how that plays out at that point. Alrighty. So Alphabet has moved off nicely here as well. So we're looking for the top of wave 3 here in this case. So I have adjusted this a little bit. Here I've lifted it. We had a blue wave 3 here and a blue wave 4 here. So we need to be counting move up here. We've got a long position here. We took part profit here. We've built in another position over here, and I've moved the stop up from being down here up to here for this, so we can bring that closer to covering costs. So our job really now is to count this up through here. I won't do that today because I still know, looking at the other stocks, we've still got further to go up, so that's not like a big deal in this case. But yeah, this will be also a serious top here, and that will be topping with the NASDAQ and the SP 500 and so on at that point. Yeah. so Apple, with Apple, as you may recall, we're looking from this top here, we're looking down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the A wave, and then an A and a B and a C wave here for wave B. So yeah, up around the 130. Well, really anywhere from the top of wave A here to the 50-60% retracement level at that point. So I think 130 is quite a nice sort of area to look at. So we'll just go on there intraday. So this is 100 ticks here. And we've got the thing with all of this low here, this move coming up through here, it really presents itself as a wave, as a corrective wave here, because it's in 3 waves. Whichever way you count it, it still ends up in 3 waves. So this move down through here, this could be counted in different ways. We could, because that's the low here, we could even put that there as the low over here and count this as a positive part to the upside. But I'm a bit reluctant to do that because, yes, it did move down here and all that sort of stuff, but it was rather spiky. So it was kind of pushed there, so it was forced. So just be a little bit sort of mindful of that. Otherwise, I mean, I could even look at this here from wave B down to wave C here. I could also look at it as wave 1 and 2 and 3, and no, I can't do that here. No, can't do that. I could look at this as a triangle pattern here, though, as an A and a B and a C and a D and an E wave here. But it does, I mean, I'm pushing it, you know, so I'm not quite sure which one to work here. I mean, this one here finishes down here nicely in 5, so it's probably the right one here in this case. But I'll just continue to work this. So I'm looking at this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then moving up for wave 3, but it's looking a little bit tiring. I may even need to put this over here for wave 1 here and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to finish here. So I still need to do a little bit of work on this, but the main point here is we are long. I have covered costs now, we're in profit, and I know that we've still got further to go up here. So as this moves up here further, it will also help me identify what's going on this low here for this. But all in all, this is the trend channel that we're working in. So for targets, we can be looking up to the 130 sort of area. Yeah, so anyway, there's more move to the upside there, and we've covered our costs, so we've got time to think anyway. There's no time, nothing to do at this point. And Square here. Now with Square, we know that the move down through here is in 3 waves. So we know at some point this top's going to be taken out. The question is how complicated is this going to get? Do I have it right as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for this? And then we just move up here in 5 waves up here. Possibly. This first move here, it does look like it's like wave 1 and wave 2 sitting in here for this, and wave 3, but I need to make sure, I need to, you know, be mindful that we're not getting a wave C here. So so we end up getting up something really complicated. So we don't really want to sort of, you know, it's probably right, and we'll probably go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up to the 300 here to have a top in the market at that point. But I don't want to stack up on the 3rd wave here just in case it's a wave C here, because we've got stocks like Apple that will be that should pull back down at that point. So we don't want to get caught in that. So we need to manage that exposure at that point. On the tick chart, let me just get in a little bit more data here to talk about this. So this is our C wave coming down here. I don't have any problems with all of that. That's quite good. And if you've got a keen eye, you can see, well, from this low here, we've got 1 and 2. Where the gap is normally in 3rd waves. So that's all good. And So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So we were looking for a pullback in that space. So that's all looking good here now. Let me just copy this. Is that finished? I can see that we've got 5 waves in this structure, and then the correction. I don't quite see 5 in there, but yeah, now I do, as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So, and that looks impulsive there. So I think that we're actually finished here with this. So that means that we can get another position in here for that. And once that's triggered, then we can also bring this stop up, or we can bring the stop up now to break even here. So then that just creates a new trade. And once that's breached here, or let's just say this high moved out here, because this is the top of group 1, this is the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC pattern here. So it's a classic trading levels pattern, and it's quite fitting that it's at 30, number 3, the 230, so that's good. And if that's correct, we shouldn't have any difficulty getting to the 50 at that point. So this trade's looking quite good at this point. We can take part profit there if you want to, but we are looking for 5 waves up. If this is wave 1 here, then we would expect wave 3 to be longer. So we should see wave 3 up into this space. And I should also too, actually just put that there as wave 1 and 2 here. Sorry about that. I'm a bit lazy with labeling. Just pull these out to the side. We can use those later. That's better. Okay, so that's that. And Tesla, okay, so with Tesla, we're looking at it, well, my original count was having 5 waves down here, a little bit like Apple, so 5 waves down, and then an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave, and then moving down for the C wave here. As it pointed out to me, that we can count this down here as corrective, as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for wave 4 sitting here, and then wave 1 and wave 2 here. So that's a possibility. So what we do with that, we would expect, if this was the case, that this would be wave 3 here building up. So we would need to see a little bit of power in that trend being a wave 3. So that's what we're waiting around for to see. But in the meantime, be it bullish up here or be it corrective up here, they will both look the same because it's a wave C here. And so that's going to be in 5 waves. So they're going to look a little bit the same. The only difference is that a wave C will be lazier than wave A here. So we'll see how lazy it gets or how powerful it gets. And that will be the personality of the structure is going to help us understand what we've actually got. It was hard for me, as I mentioned before, to get 5 waves up into this space. It counts better as 3, so the A wave and the B wave we're sort of staying with a little bit. Now, I've got this here as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here. And well, we could even put wave 5 finishing here, but it doesn't give me a very good impulse wave down here, so I know that's not the case. I could even, like we have with Square, because it's got roughly the same pattern, we could put wave 1 up to this point here as well and have this as wave 2 here. So I'm a little bit mindful of that. We have quite a few positions in here for this. I won't add any more positions, but if you wanted to, you could add on this high here for that, on just couple of points above that previous high there. That would be the trade for that point. But otherwise, I'll leave it. And what I've done so far is we've got these 3 trades here and this one here. So I've got the market, I've got our position to break even at the moment. So we've covered our costs on that. So yeah, we'll just see how that plays out at this point. We should put a line through here because I don't rely on trend lines, but they can kind of help us swim through the flags a little bit, keep within the flags, keep things safe a little bit, and they're helpful in a few different ways, I guess. So, whoops-a-daisy. We'll just see how that plays out, shall we? I'd expect the market to pop up through here. This here looks like an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, with wave 1 here and back for wave 2. So I expect it to push up here. But we've got our 4 positions in here. We've got enough. So, if I knew that we weren't facing a B wave up here, then I would add to this again, but I don't know that. There's too much of a case for the market to be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave and just fail at this point. This gap here is a nice strong personality posture, so we'll just see how that continues at this point. Alrighty, what else have we got? No, that's it at the moment, so I will leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.